学生である以上は避けて通れんよな。
そんな
根性だ。気持ちが大事だぞ。
精神論。いや、この際それでもいいです。教えてください。
ひなたよ、これはあまり言いたくはなかったが、この俺が勉強できるタイプに見えるか。
Hey everybody, welcome to another lesson of learning Japanese. Today we are covering another anime line of the day. This time we're taking a line from one of my favorite series, Haikyuu, and we are going to be taking a line from the second episode of the second season of Haikyuu, and it is going to translate to basically, I don't really want to go out and say this, but do I look like the type of person who got good grades? これはあまり言いたくはなかったが、この俺が勉強できるタイプに見えるか？
これはあまり言いたくはなかったが、この俺が勉強できるタイプに見えるか。
And so this is a line that's delivered with a decent amount of context, but I mean, it does kind of work as a standalone in and of itself. But just to give the context here, the main character Hinata here is in danger of basically failing some exams and not being able to participate in the volleyball club. So he's basically just coming to his coach for advice or to help him study. Then the coach responds with this line: do I look like the type of person who got good grades in school, basically? So before we actually jump into the breakdown here, we're going to need to know some of the words that are being used in Japanese here. Luckily for us, this is a pretty simple sentence in terms of vocabulary, and our list is pretty much just gonna consist of 3 words, and even then those 3 words are really easy. The first one is the verb word you, which is going to translate to basically to say. It's the most common word to say. Second vocabulary word, pretty darn common as well, benkyou, which is going to translate to basically studying. And last but not least, we are going to have the verb word mieru, which is just going to translate to basically to appear or to look like. And with that, we're pretty much good to go to the breakdown now. So let's jump into this sentence, and it is going to start with the word kore, and this is just gonna be the demonstrative noun that means basically this. We're gonna be marking kore with the particle wa to mark it as the topic. After that, we have the adverb amari, which is going to basically mean not really. It is used with only negative form words, so we know that whatever verb word that we're going to use with this adverb, it's going to need to be in a negative form. And we see that that verb word that we're going to be using here is our first vocabulary word you, which is going to translate to, of course, to say. So it is going to be conjugated here into the desiderative type form, which basically expresses that you want to do that verb. So itai is going to be to want to say, but we're going to in turn conjugate that into the negative form because, like I just said, we're going to be needing to use the negative form with the adverb amari. So itai is going to be conjugated into iitaku wa nai. And this is a bit of a variation from what is usually used as the nai form. It would usually be iitaku nai instead of itaku wa nai. But before we explain that, let's just note how there is in turn another conjugation of the nai form being conjugated into the past tense, so iitaku wa nakatta. And so what is that wa doing there? We don't usually see that when we're doing the negative nai form of things. Right there, it's kind of adding this nuance of stressing how we didn't want to say it, but we might have wanted to do something else, or something else may have happened. So maybe that's not something I want to go out and say, but it is kind of something that I express with the way I look or something like that. So that's just kind of an example that's using the rest of the sentence to back that up. So let's move on into that. We have the appearance of the ga there as the conjunction. That basically means but. So I didn't want to say this, but kore wa amari itaku wa nakatta ga.
これはあまり言いたくはなかったが。
And now we move on to the second clause of the line, which starts with kono, which is going to be acting as a demonstrative adjective to the pronoun ore, which is just going to be I. It's the masculine version of I, basically. Kono ore. The kono there just kind of adds an emphasis to like the person who you're looking at in front of you right now, the me who's in front of you. We have the ga there acting as the subject marker. We have the verbal noun, which is including our second vocabulary word benkyou. So benkyou suru means to study. Suru here is going to be conjugating to the potential form dekiru. So benkyou dekiru is going to be can study or to be able to study. And there is going to be modifying a noun, so it's basically a clause modifying a noun here, and the noun is going to be taipu, which is just the katakana word for the English word type, so like the type of person. So benkyou dekiru taipu is going to be the type of person who can study, or the type of person who studies a lot. And then we're going to be marking that noun taipu with the ni, so we can use it with our last vocabulary word mieru, which means basically to appear as or to seem like. So benkyou dekiru type ni mieru is like appear as the type of person who studies, or seems like the type of person who studies. And since this is a question, we end now with the sentence marker, question marker, ka. So all together, let's combine it here. これはあまり言いたくはなかったが、この俺が勉強できるタイプに見えるか。
これはあまり言いたくはなかったが、この俺が勉強できるタイプに見えるか。
And this will translate to, I didn't really want to go out and say this, but do I look like the type of person who studies, or the type of person who got good grades in school? And so yeah, that's the breakdown of the whole line right there. Let's just go through the grammar patterns that we encountered analyzing this line. We have the amari adverb, which is used with negative form of verbs to mean like not really. We had the desiderative type form with the itai. We conjugated that and turned into the negative nai form, a kind of special version of it that includes the particle wa there to add this kind of nuance. We in turn conjugated that into the past plain ta form. We had the conjunction ga to mean but. We had the potential form of the verb suru with benkyou dekiru. We had that kind of modifying the noun taipu, so kind of a clause modifying a noun there. And then we had the mieru, which is kind of a grammar pattern, and that wraps all of the grammar patterns that we came across. So yeah, that covers it for the line. I didn't really want to go out and say this, but do I look like the type of person who got grades? Hopefully you learned some useful information here. Of course, this is a pretty easily modifiable line, I would say. I mean, you could easily say, do I look like the type of person who does something else, like some other kind of type of person? Do I look like the type of person who likes anime? Something like that. So in our clip, we are providing context with a couple of the lines said before this, and the bonus line that we've included is of course going to be a part of that. But again, like I just said, this is a line that you can easily modify to say something else. So if you want to test out your comprehension here, do put a comment in the comment section with a kind of modified version of this line that says something about some other type of person.
まあ学生である以上は避けて通れんよな。
そんな
根性だ。気持ちが大事だぞ。
精神論。いや、この際それでもいいです。教えてください。
日向よ、これはあまり言いたくはなかったが、この俺が勉強できるタイプに見えるか。
日向、そこまで思い詰めなくても多分大丈夫だよ。
Alright, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of Anime Line of the Day. Remember, if there were grammar patterns mentioned for this line, they'll be mentioned in the description or the pinned comment below with links to the individual lessons on them. You can also probably find them in the playlist of our complete grammar video series shown on the screen right here alongside our anime playlist. And last but not least, don't forget to try to translate the bonus line we provided. Leave your translation in a comment below. Check out our Patreon, like the video, and subscribe. With all that said and done, see you next time.